It's time to go hiking. It's that time of year. People are like, new year, new me, I'm getting outside more. You should. Now I have almost 100 trail guides in SoCal, and I've also covered trails and national parks in other states. Lots of things you can check out. And with almost 100 trail guides comes a lot of hiking, obviously. So what we're gonna cover today is what do you need to bring on your day hikes? Hiking. This is day hiking, not through hiking. It's a different ballgame. With that said, I'm gonna keep it pretty straightforward. Keep in mind, if you're doing trails that are 14 miles long, which is probably not beginners, this isn't necessarily for you. These are the folks that are trying to go 2 to 5 miles. Let's jump into it. Number one thing you need to bring is a backpack. You really need to bring a backpack. I have seen people hiking Three Sisters Falls with a water bottle before, and I am not surprised when I see those red helicopters flying down trying to save people, because you just gotta be smart. You know, have some common sense, not to be rude. But you want a backpack. This is a little bit more than what you need. I carry one of these. The reason I like them, the water pack is inside, very convenient, and the waist belt, whatever you want to call this, lessens the load on your shoulders. So if you're somebody with some back problems, this could potentially be really helpful. You can also just take a regular backpack if you're doing a few miles, 2, 3, whatever it is. You know, you don't need anything too crazy. With that, obviously then comes water. You're gonna need some water. Always take more than you think.
Don't worry, buddy. You're doing fine. I won't let you blow this.
Play it safe, especially if it's gonna be a little bit warmer than you expect, whatever it is. One of the things that I like to do, I take the water, I also take a water bottle. When I start to feel like this is running out, I at least know I have this much water left. With this, you don't know kind of where you're at. The backpack will start to feel lighter. When I start to feel like, oh, I'm actually finishing this, I got a couple more miles, and then I have a 20-ounce water bottle, I have a very good idea of like, how much do I really have left? You never wanna be in a situation where you're out hiking, it's warm, and you're running out of water. Is actually really, really scary. Weather appropriate clothing, yeah, that's a big one. Think moisture wicking and layers, you know. There's so many different scenarios that I've done, right? If you're hiking in the snow, you need layers. If it's summertime, you usually take some shorts, some long socks. Darn Tough makes fantastic socks. So your fitness apparel, but it's really dependent on the time of day, the season, where you live, etc.
Should I take my shirt off? That's a rhetorical question. Like a soft top PT Cruiser, it's coming off. It's kind of cold.
With that comes hiking footwear. Now, I'll tell you guys, when I started hiking, I went to Costco and bought boots. At the time were $20. With inflation, they're probably now $100. But you get some cheap boots. And the biggest reason why is when you go hiking, you don't know if you're gonna encounter some mud, whatever it is on the trail. I see sometimes people out hiking in these like white Nike shoes.
Did you just step in that on purpose?
Oh, no, I just, I didn't really see it.
First of all, they're gonna get disgusting by the end of the hike. And second of all, depending on where you're going, for example, if you're going to a waterfall hike like Cedar Creek or Three Sisters, those shoes have no grip when it comes to those really slick rocks. So something to be aware about. Again, if you're a very occasional hiker, some old running shoes or something might be fine. But if you're somebody who's like, you know what, I need to take this a little bit more serious. Yes, they sell hiking shoes at $300. You can find some really cheap ones that will give you a little bit more ankle support, that will give you the grip on the bottom that you need. Something to invest in if this is something you're really serious about. Going through the rest of this, a navigation tool such as a map or compass. What is this, 2001? Kidding. You actually really should know how to do that in case of an emergency. I always download a map. I use AllTrails. I pay for the pro version of that. I download the maps offline. Even when I don't have service, I always have just enough for the GPS to ping me and tell me where I am.
How'd this happen? The path is gone.
Take it from me in the scary scenario that I've been in with Young. That's a friendship for life now. Make sure if you're going on a longer hike somewhere really remote where your phone might be draining battery trying to ping you more, make sure you bring something to charge it, because again, being on the trail where you're not sure where you're going and your phone's running out of battery, also a very, very scary scenario. First aid kit really, again, depends on how long the hike is. I usually have some bandages, I have a thing for ticks, and I usually carry Advil. Always nice to know that if I start to feel bad for whatever reason, I have something I can take. I don't think you need a full-blown first aid kit if you're going on a 3-mile hike. Knife or multi-tool, yeah, I always carry a knife, you never know. Something gets stuck, the zipper gets jammed, you need to kind of help set it loose. Health and hygiene, I always carry hand sanitizer, a little one. You never know when you touch something gross. you want to kind of clean your hands. Insect repellent, I carry that in the car before the hike. I'll put it on. Sun protection, obviously, I always bring sunglasses and a hat. You want to bring some sunscreen. I'm not great about that, but again, something I leave in the car and I put it on before the hike. And the last thing I'll leave you with is just some snacks. You want some food. I have been in many situations where I'm actually doing longer hikes. This is not for 3-4 mile hikes. I'm doing longer hikes and I get up to the peak and I'm like, I'm a little hungry. And once you do this enough, you do start to see a difference in like your energy levels. High protein is good, something carby is good, carb turns to sugar eventually, so I wouldn't recommend just sugary treats, but it actually is pretty important to carry something that'll give you just that fuel that you need to keep going and make sure you can get back to your car. With that said, happy 2024. Happy hiking. Make sure you check out those trail guides. I make those specifically so that you feel safe where you're going. You know what to expect. So check those out. Happy hiking, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next week.